Hi, my name is Philip Blackwell, and I will be participating in Challenge 2016. Today, I will be talking about chain rule and product rule. We will use both of these to find the second derivative of this y function right here. And so, what chain rule is, it allows you to take the derivative of two functions that are stacked onto each other, like this x squared to the fifth. What you have is a fifth on to the power of fifth on the outside and an x squared on the inside. And so what you want to do is you want to power roll the 5 and move it out to the front and subtract 1 from it, and you get this 4. And then what you want to do is take the derivative of that inside piece, that x squared, and you want to multiply it by what you just did before. And what product rule does, it allows you to take the derivative of functions that are multiplied. So like here you have this g of x times the p of x, and what you want to do to find their prime, or the whole function's prime, what you want to do is you want to take the derivative of 1, which is the g, at this point it's the g prime, and you want to multiply by the regular function of the other, and then what you want to do is add those together and take the derivative of the p of x and multiply it by the regular g of x. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to start to break this up and to find its derivative. And so first, what we're going to do is we're going to define our g of x and our p of x. And so move this function over here. Our g of x is going to be that negative 3x squared, and our p of x is going to be that 3x minus 9 to the fifth. And what we're going to do is to find the first derivative of y, we're going to use product rule, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to take the derivative of our g of x, and that turns into negative 6x, and we're going to multiply it by our regular p of x. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add those together, and we're going to multiply our p prime, which we're going to have to use chain rule for. So we're going to take that and we're going to take the 5 and multiply it to the front, and we're going to subtract 1 from the 5, and it's going to go up there. And then what we're going to do is take the derivative of the inside piece. The 9 just goes away, and you chain rule this, but since the exponent is a 1, it's going to just be 3. And that is the first derivative of the y function. And so what we're going to do is, oh no, it's not. I forgot this piece right here, the g of x. We're going to multiply the g of x in there, and we're going to get negative 3x squared, and that is your y prime function. And so what we're going to do is we're going to clean that up. And then what we're going to do is go at it all over again. But this time we have two pieces that need product rule, because you have this part of the function that is clumped together, and you have this part of the function that's clumped together. And so what we're going to do is we're going to define the first part as our g of x, in our g of x and our p of x terms. So we're going to get a negative 6x as our g of x, and a 3x minus 9 to the fifth as our p of x. And what we're going to do is the same thing over again. So we're going to take the derivative of g of x, which becomes negative 6, times the regular p of x function. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add that to our p prime of x, which is going to be 5 times 3x minus 9 times 3 times our regular old g of x function, which is negative 6x. And that is the first part of the y prime function, but we have to take the derivative of the second part. And so what we're going to do is, up here we're going to define our g of x again into something different. So we're going to define it as, this time, a negative 45x squared, and our p of x as 3x minus 9 to the fourth. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go down here, and we're going to ignore this for a second as we build the next part of our function. Well, it's added together, so you want to add them together, right? And so what you want to do is take our negative 45x squared, and you want to take its derivative, which is going to be negative 90x, and you're going to multiply it by our regular old p of x function, which is 3x minus 9 to the fourth. And then what we're going to do is add that to our p prime of x, which is going to be, this time it's going to be 3 times 3x minus 9 to the, it's going to be 4 times 3x minus 9 to the third, times our 3 from the inside piece, times our regular old g of x function, which is going to be smushed in here, so I'm going to draw an arrow, and it's going to be negative 45x squared. Okay, and so now what we're going to do is clean this up so we can actually see what's happening. We're going to get a negative 6 times 3x minus 9 to the fifth plus 5 times 3x minus 9 to the fourth. We're going to 15, that's going to be 15 times negative 6x. And the parentheses are very important. We're going to put a parenthesis around this whole thing because this is our first product rule piece. And then we're going to do plus our second product piece, which is going to be negative 90x times 3x minus 9 to the fourth, plus our 4 times 3, which is going to be 12, times our 45, which is going to be, we're just actually going to leave that in that form, times 12, times our 3x minus 9 to the third, all with the parentheses around it. And that is our y prime function. Like I said, it can be a little messy, just because the nature of the way that it works, because you could have function on 3 functions together, but this is chain rule and product rule in their most fun form, I guess. Thanks for watching.